Alright guys, coming to you live from my basement. I am rebuilding a 717 or 720, whatever you want to call it. This, I'll give you a little history behind this motor. When I first bought it, it was from a kid. I bought the hull and motor for $175. It was delivered from Boston. Now I live in Massachusetts, so that's like an hour and 15-20 minute drive from where he was at. He was in a rush. He said it didn't run. He said it was running for a second, then all of a sudden it just stopped. So asked him some history behind it, and of course we started to play the I don't know, the I'm dumb fucking game. So I said, whatever. Here's your $175. He went on his way. Hooked a battery pack up to it because, of course, he delivered it with no battery. Now, I hooked a battery pack up to it. Magneto side piston would go up but not come down. So I figured it was either vapor locked or one of the rods was bent. So I knew I was in for it. So the first thing I did, obviously, was pull all the lines, disconnect everything, pull the motor, got it apart. Well, what happened is he took it apart and dropped the washer down the exhaust manifold. And it was sitting right on the edge of the exhaust manifold where the bottom of the piston passes, and it was catching the piston. So at that point, I looked at the piston. They were in pretty rough shape, so I decided to order two brand new pistons from WSM. Bought all new gaskets, new seals, new rotary valve. And then I put the motor back in and started it. Started up no problem, but then there was like oil dumping out of the fucking exhaust. Like a thick, milky oil. So I did some research and figured out that it was probably my oil seals in the crankshaft. So once again, I had to pull the motor out and get to the bottom of the crankshaft to see exactly if the seals were blown. And of course, the bottom probably hasn't been taken apart in I don't know how many, 25 fucking years or whatever. And this is what I ran into. You could tell he tried to pull the flywheel off, okay? Because this is what he did to the stator. Drove the bolts way too far into the flywheel there and ended up mangling the fucking copper. So that's another thing that I had to get. When I went to... I'm going to end up saving this just in case I need it. But this whole entire crankcase is fucking ruined because the bolt snapped. I tried getting the bolts out. Unless you take it somewhere to get it machined. I mean, I tried everything. I tried PB Blaster. I tried boiling it. That was another suggestion that I heard, that if you put it in like a pot of boiling water, it might loosen it up a little bit. That didn't work. And this is what I ended up with. If you don't take it somewhere to get machined perfectly, you'll end up with shit like that. And I ended up actually cracking the side of that. So this thing is fucking junk. Either way, it was probably time for a new one. So I bought a new crankcase. This is my old crankshaft here. As you can tell, this thing is taking its toll. This piece right here is actually supposed to be dead center here. This thing is smushed all the way up tight to one of the oil seals where you can't even fucking move it. The oil seals were smoked. So I ordered a new oil seals and everything. I mean, the bearings still seem like they're in alright shape, but I mean, yeah, even this, you can barely fucking move that. That's way too tight. So anyway, I found a refurbished one with new bearings and stuff. I just didn't have the $500 to go ahead and spend on a brand new one, $500 to $600. So this one I received, and I figured since I already ordered all the new oil seals and stuff, fuck it, why not take it apart and put the new oil seals in it, which went a lot better. It was a lot easier to take the bolts out. Okay. So anyway, went through, bought new pistons. Everything seemed to be working fine. I've literally had to pull this motor about fucking 7 times. Literally had enough. I'm at the point where I'm just gonna fucking take it out in the river, and if it doesn't work correctly, I'm gonna bring an axe with me. I'll probably put a hole in the fucking boat, sit on the beach, and watch it sink. No, I'm just kidding. I mean, I've done jet skis and stuff, but never really got in depth of ripping the entire motor apart. First thing I did, obviously, once the new motor was in, I replaced all the fuel lines, all the water lines. I got all new switches, new gas tank, new oil tank, new fuel filter, new throttle cable, new choke cable. Pretty much everything in it is brand new. I got a new drive shaft and a jet pump assembly coming. Got a new wear ring. I mean, this thing was severely neglected. So I figured I'd probably end up spending about $400 or $500 on redoing shit, and I'm close to about $1,400. I got new cans for it. So yeah, I mean, when I started it up, it ran. It fired right up and it ran. It just was spitting that oil out. So I'm hoping that with these new oil seals, that'll take care of that problem. But I'm gonna start rebuilding it, and I'll keep you guys posted. I'll probably have everything all together tonight. Probably, obviously, not gonna get it mounted in the jet ski tonight. I'm gonna order that alignment tool because I already blew through a wear ring. I put the drive shaft in. It wasn't in line correctly. I fired it up, and that's all I saw was flakes of the fucking new wear ring shooting out the ass end, so it wasn't in line correctly. So I figured, fuck it, spend the $200, get it aligned perfect. I also ordered some new gauges, the new VTS gauge, new gas gauge, new tack gauge. Everything on it, like I said, is brand new. So yeah, like I said, I'll keep you guys posted. Thanks for watching.